Wow, I'm feeling good, man. Let me say this.
This is madness, huh?
There's carne asada. Check it out.
Wow.
Chef Big Dog up all night cooking.
Shut up and taste this, amuse douche. Come here, guy. Look at that.
You like it?
Yeah.
We're gonna cook like this.
Cameron Tiernan.
Dylan Heacock.
How's it going, sir?
It's going alright.
That's good. What are we here for today?
Well, I think we have a review cooking up here.
Cooking up here?
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
I smell something good coming.
I want some cubanos.
Cubanos.
Oh yeah, I can't even say it.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. Well, you took 4 years of Spanish.
Yeah,
You're
but
better than me.
I forget virtually everything.
Yeah, I guess it's probably better than me. No, this is a Geek Bubble, and today we're here to review Chef, and it's gonna be great. Jon Favreau and Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Yep, he's there. That one Mexican guy everyone knows but doesn't really know the name of. Sofia
Vergara.
Vergara.
Yep.
And there's something different today for this movie review.
What's that, Dylan?
It's only me and you, Cameron.
What?
What? Where is everyone?
Everybody's gone.
They left us.
Okay.
Nope, we're the only ones with enough culture and integrity to go see this beautiful movie.
Apparently Mario Kart's more important.
Apparently. In fact, I have Mario Kart. They don't even have that shit, man. So, let's start off with beginning thoughts.
Beginning thoughts.
Beginning thoughts. What did you think of this movie? Before you went in.
Before I went in?
Yeah.
I had not seen a single preview for it, to be honest.
Neither did I,
Okay.
actually. Like, I just went in blind.
I mean, I've heard good things about it. We saw it pretty late. We saw it like a month after it came out.
Oh, yeah, way late. This review was way late.
And Jon Favreau, I did not even know he was starring in it. I knew he was directing it.
Really? I actually saw that he was, starring. I'm pretty sure he wrote it, and he's
Probably.
directing it.
Yeah.
And then I saw that it had Robert Downey Jr. I just saw the cast, basically.
Okay.
And then I saw that it, obviously the title, I was like, okay, it's probably about cooking.
Yeah. And you saw
Okay.
Scarlett Johansson, and you're like, oh, so it's like every other movie coming out.
Yeah, because Scarlett Johansson's in every movie. She must be just swimming in the movie, or in the money right now.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, she does a really good job.
She's earned it.
I did hear from a guy at work, and he told me, I said, I was like, you gonna go see Chef? He's like, yeah, I just saw it last weekend. I'm like, what? It's like, it's amazing. It's really, really good. So I had to see it for myself. And this is actually really high on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like 88%. So
It's good.
I was really interested in seeing it. And AMC, they had it in for a couple weeks. They kept it for this week, but only for one showing time at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, this movie really kind of flew under my radar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there obviously wasn't a whole lot of people going, so when we were in the theater, there was like, 4 other people or something like that? Yeah, it was pretty empty.
Good turnout.
When the movie kind of started for me, I don't know, like, I wasn't really sure where it was going, and I'll just give a basic summary of the plot. It's Jon Favreau. He's a chef. Ooh, big surprise. And he ends up, trying to pursue his creativity because he's an older chef. He's had years in the business, and he wants to continue being creative, but the guy who hired him, the guy who owns the restaurant, wants him to just make the same old stuff he's making.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of stuff goes down, and Jon Favreau ends up just leaving.
His metaphor is, you're Mick Jagger, just play the hits.
Yeah.
Just play the hits.
And just didn't work for him. He wanted something new.
That's right.
And he ends up leaving, and that's where this movie takes off and just becomes something amazing and beautiful.
Yep. There are a lot of great cooking montages in this movie.
Oh my god, there
And
is.
If you're hungry, maybe not the perfect movie to watch because it'll just make you
Even
hungrier.
if you're not hungry, I left this movie going, oh my god, where do I find a sandwich like that?
Everything is sizzling and
Oh, it looks delicious. It's like, and he has so many of these delicious cooking montages that are like, he's just chopping everything up and he keeps making dishes. I was kind of wondering, like, there was a couple of them where he's cooking like these 5-course meals, and he's alone, and it's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing with these? You just cooking for the sake of cooking?
There's this part where he's just like trying new stuff, and he just tries these like 5 new recipes, and they're all amazing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And it's like the guys he brings in, like the 2 other actors that are really funny in this movie. I can't remember the names of right now, but they go and they test it, and they're like, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. And I'm like, what is it? I want to bite.
Exactly.
But this movie, it ends up taking that turn, and you see this character, Jon Favreau's character, who is Chef
Casper,
there we go. Ends up taking a turn in his character and learning who he is. And it's kind of it's more of a light-hearted comedy than anything else.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of family lessons in it.
And it's a family-friendly one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there was some, bad language, but other than that, it wasn't...
Oh, wait, it was rated R, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was some language, but it was a friendly, like, happy film, feel-good, kind of.
Yeah, and it's one of those feel-good comedies that actually gets it right. John Leguizamo. I don't know how to say his last name, but that's the one guy that we couldn't remember the name of.
He tags along for the whole movie, basically.
And he's awesome. A lot of fun. He does really, really, really good job at playing his part. But you also see a lot of, one of the bigger themes is the father-son relationship with Casper and his, little kid. And, like, you see how that relationship comes together, and it feels real, and it feels natural. The acting in this movie is very well done by everyone. Even the little, like, I'm going to call Robert Downey Jr. basically a cameo appearance.
Yeah.
He shows up for a little bit, and he was awesome. I couldn't stop laughing.
His character is so funny in this movie.
It's pretty great.
Oh my god.
He basically, he just pops up, and, like, I heard that he was in the movie, okay? I still didn't see him coming. Like, yeah. Just the way he pops up is great.
And his lines are like basically having small talk with someone with ADHD. I mean, he just goes on. It's even worse.
It's like super ADHD. It's like he's running loops around himself.
Yeah.
It ends up just becoming this heartwarming, tale, father and son relationship. It's also a comedy. And it's got its own little, like, artsy thing to it, too. And that comes in the form of the score.
Okay.
And that's with every place that they visit. I've noticed that they brought some type of music from that place. And you could tell. And that was really, really, really cool. And I love that. And on top of that, there's a point in this movie where he's either cooking or he's, like, looking through some bookwork or something. And it's, like, there's no talking. But you just hear in the background... Cream by Wu-Tang Clan, just the beat just playing there, and it's like a mashup, but it was still awesome, and I was entertained. There's a section of this in this movie where they play sexual healing, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was perfect. It fit the mood, and it was so funny.
Yeah, it's fun. The whole second half of the movie really is just a road trip from Florida to California, and along the way they encounter new music and new foods at each, like, different cultural area.
And it's an awesome look into each of the cultures, and like I said, they bring the music along with each of them.
Right.
But something else that they do really well, and you barely even notice it until you just kind of think about it, this feels like 2 movies in retrospect.
Yeah.
Because it's like the front part is him working as the chef, and then the second, part is him in the aftermath. The transition is done really well. And I honestly, I barely even noticed it, but it's like the tone of the movie just kind of changes, and the transition works so well that you feel his character, like, change naturally. And that's one of my biggest praises of the film.
Yeah, it's really cool because, I mean, you feel for this character. He's going through some rough stuff. He's having issues with his marriage. Well, actually, he's divorced. And he's trying to be a better father to his son. And then he has this trouble at work where he has this, like, creative barrier from his boss. And you just sort of see how he deals with these situations, and I don't know, it's really cool.
Yeah, you see him kind of, the way he deals with it in the beginning and the way he works with it at the end, you can see a definite, like, he found himself and what he wants to do again. And there's just something of, like, joy in it. You want him to succeed, and you actually care about Jon Favreau and his kid, and the John Mexican last name that I can't pronounce right now.
And it's his passion that he's following. That's the word I was looking for. He follows his passion, and that's what really guides him through this, is he knows... There's a line in the movie where he's like, I know I'm not the best husband, I know I'm not the best father, but I can cook. And he loves to cook. And he's like, I touch people with this. Yeah, this means something to them. They carry something with them, and I do that for them. And that's a really, really, really cool line in the film. And one of the ways that sort of tags along with the arc of his son, his relationship with his son, is that, you know, his son sees what he does, and he wants to be a part of it. And you could tell that from the very beginning, and just how it develops from there, and it's done really well. And they bond over his passion for cooking. And, I mean, all in all, this movie was really well done. I enjoyed it a lot. Cameron, what do you give it, and why? I agree, it was really well acted, and it was just a fun story. I mean, it was actually pretty long, too. I mean, I don't think it was very lengthy as far as time, but like the whole first half of the movie seemed like a different movie than the second half. But yeah, it was well acted and a great story. I'm probably gonna give it 4 stars. A lack of maybe anything just spectacular about it. It's really good. It's not amazing at really any part of it, I guess. I agree with you, sort of. I'm giving it 4 stars as well. And the reason why I give it 4 stars is for essentially the same reason. You know, great acting. I really like the plot, and it works really well with this movie because of the acting. The writing's really good too. It's funny at times and serious at times, and it doesn't feel like it has a tone like just jumble. Mm-hmm. It actually feels right. And the reason why it doesn't get any higher is because it's kind of like you said, there isn't just something to push it up over that 4-star barrier. But I wouldn't say that there isn't anything memorable from this movie. Right. I think it's actually a really, really, really good movie. I mean, 4 stars is a really good rating. And it's worth seeing, definitely. But there isn't anything to, like, when I left this movie, I just went, wow, that was amazing. And maybe I'm just being nitpicky, but yeah, that's the way I see it. You talked about the writing, and I do agree that, like, the relationship between father and son just seemed natural. Yeah. Like, it was a little dysfunctional at times, but it seemed realistic. It seemed, like it was a real relationship, and that's one of the biggest things that I liked about the movie. I had a question. Okay. So, what was your feeling on the whole Twitter thing? I actually, that's something that they did, and I was okay with it, because I've seen that a lot more, movies and TV shows are actually doing it recently. And what it is when someone tweets, they're actually putting it up on the screen in like a little, Twitter box, and then when it's sent, the bird flies away. And it was some kind of thing that they were doing to just symbolize it, and honestly, it looked really cool at points. Like, there's a point when they're in, South Beach, in Florida, and their truck is sitting there, and you see everyone out front is tweeting, and it shows a backed up shot, and you see the truck, and there's just little, Twitter birds flying away, and it looks really cool, actually. It's a way they can sort of symbolize how their company grows, I guess, in popularity, and how social media has really taken over all of... I mean, they don't need advertising or anything. They just go by word of mouth over the internet. And that's how they were getting all their stuff, and it works really well. I think maybe I just felt like they did it maybe a little too much. By the end of the movie, I was maybe a little tired of it, but...
I was okay with it. I wasn't too bugged by it because it wasn't like it was every few seconds.
Right.
But yeah, they did use it quite a bit. But it works. I mean, it worked just fine. But I don't have any complaints with this movie. 4 stars. Go see it.
Really
it's
good.
It's actually a lot of fun. So, all right. It's the Geek Bubble. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, on Twitter, and wherever else you can find us. I don't even know the other places.
YouTube again.
YouTube again. I think we're still on SoundCloud. I don't know. SoundCloud costs money. So
Yeah, screw SoundCloud.
yeah, we're poor. No,
This is our anti-SoundCloud plug.
we love SoundCloud. Now let us do it all for free.
Give us more space,
Yeah.
SoundCloud. We love you.
So, I'm Dylan,
I'm Cameron.
and this is the Geek Bubbles movie reviews. Thanks for listening.
You're going to be an artist. Well, be an artist on your own time. It's my restaurant.
The kitchen is my domain. That was our deal.
The deal is now changed. Either you stay or you go.
So you're threatening to fire me now?
No, I'm telling what I'm prepared to do if you don't cook my menu.
It's up. The review's out. His dramatic weight gain can only be explained by the fact that he must be eating all the food sent back to the kitchen.